Hello, I'm Michael from DjangoBooks.com, and today we have a very, very special guitar. This is a 1929 Gibson L-5. So this is the very, very first jazz guitar designed by Lloyd Loar, and it was the first guitar to have F-holes, first guitar with a cantilevered fingerboard, first guitar with a truss rod. So a hugely important instrument, and also very unique in its sonic qualities, because after this model evolved later in the 30s to a larger instrument with a different scale length, it changed in its sound, and these earlier models are highly coveted for their very lightweight construction. These are almost like gypsy guitars in their very lightweight design, and very resonant, and some of the most beautiful sounding acoustic guitars ever made. So this one was made in 1929. The dating for these can be quite confusing for many, many decades. This probably would have been called a 1928 or even as early as a 26, because people would use the serial numbers instead of the factory order number, which is another number that is stamped inside the treble F-hole, and that actually tells you when it was built. The serial number only tells you when it was shipped. So this guitar was both built and shipped in 1929. It has the master model label, which is the label that they used throughout the 20s, and later in 1929 stopped using that. So this is one of the ones that has that master model label, which is always very cool to see. So this one had its fingerboard replaced, which is common with guitars that are almost 100 years old, and many of these L5s have had that done or will need it done eventually. The pickguard was also replaced because they tend to gas off and self-destruct. So this one had that replaced. The has also a replica tailpiece. The bridge seems to be original. The F-holes were enlarged at one point. Somebody actually bound them and enlarged them, probably to imitate the style of the later F5s, which did have larger sound holes. But the binding was taken off, so it's been restored, but the holes are still a little bit larger than they would have been originally. So this model has a spruce top, really beautiful figured maple back and sides, three-piece maple neck. The tuners were also replaced. They probably almost certainly had Waverly tuners originally, but many of these L5s also have these Goto stay-tight tuners. So those were used to replace the Waverlys, which probably failed at some point. And this is what it sounds like.